Honorable Sauls, your time will end at 1:19 in the morning.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, Sarah Jane. Miss Sarah Jane.
Good morning, Honorable Souls.
How would you describe your upbringing?
It was a good upbringing. Where do I start? I grew up, my father was a farm manager. My family, I don't know where to start. Would you guide me a little bit?
Anything you want to share about your experiences in your upbringing?
I grew up in a family where so I wasn't expecting this question. Values and sorry, you've thrown me. You've thrown me.
What was your childhood dream as a little girl?
So I have a family member that was a politician and in ANC before and after. And I said to him, "Oh, I want to be just like you. I want to be a politician just like you." And he said, "Over my dead body." But that's kind of household I grew up in. And small town in Stellenbosch. It was before, it's now this it's very different now. Small community. What can I say?
Were you a daddy's girl?
I don't know.
Why don't you want to talk
I
about it?
feel like I'm in therapy.
I have a little girl.
Okay.
And when someone asks my little girl, "Are you a daddy's girl?" she starts glowing and she starts, "You don't seem to have the same reaction." Why?
Oh, I don't understand. Sorry, you're putting.
You say in your annexure, at your CV,
Yes.
you say,
That's okay.
you say, throughout, you use the word, throughout my school and university day, I worked various jobs. And then you describe the jobs. You had to work at waitressing, au pairing, giving wine tasting. But you say throughout
Yes.
your school days.
Yes. So
What do you mean by that?
the rule in our home was in the holidays, we weren't allowed to sit in front of the TV. We needed to work. So because my dad managed the farm and we lived on the farm, we would then get a job carrying the wine to the car and getting a tip, or waitressing, depending on the age, doing some waitressing, giving wine tastings, and that kind of thing. So that would be in school holidays. And then when I was in Stellenbosch studying, it would be weekends. So I would give wine tastings at 2 farms because they would, the one weekend here, because they would rotate, students would get jobs in that. And then when I started studying through UNISA, then I, through a family friend, found an au pairing job, so then I could study and then pick up the kids. And then I would sometimes waitress maybe 3 or 4 times in that evening. And that's kind of how I, those sort of odd jobs.
Then 2011, you say you packed a suitcase with only the essentials
Quite literally, yes. So I had,
and made your way to Joburg.
yeah, I had quite literally sent my CV. Now, remember, I was studying through UNISA, so I hadn't gotten very far in my studies. So to try and get your articles as a candidate attorney is near impossible. So I made an Excel spreadsheet of every single law firm in Cape Town and then started with the Joburg. And eventually one company, John Walker Attorneys, got back to me and they said, listen, we are now doing this inquiry into Pamotsi Gold, but we need someone on this. You're going to have to come to Joburg in the next 2 days. And I said, the time was about 4:30 in the afternoon. I said, cool, book me a flight for 2:30 tomorrow. I'd been to Johannesburg once. I literally packed a bag and the secretary had me on her couch for a couple of days while she helped me find a room to rent. And that's how I got there.
Yeah. You want to go back to how would you describe your upbringing?
I had a very good upbringing and very grateful for my upbringing.
Why?
There's too many reasons.
Give me one. Okay. So,
It's quite personal, I feel like. Yeah.
yeah. So then in 2015, so now you just have a bag, go to Joburg, you're gonna start this job, sleeping on the couch, you're trying to make a way for yourself. 2015, at age 31, then look on Google, see this guy, Mr. Sullivan. And Google will show you hero. Google will show you the master investigator. And that's what you are introduced to. Do you have a pen with you?
A pen.
There. You have a pen with
Yes,
you?
I do. I do.
You have a blank page? It's my time, guys. Relax. It's my 30 minutes. Your pen? Draw a 6. Draw a 6. Do you see the 6?
Yeah.
Now, if I had to stand on the opposite side of you, that same 6 would look like a 9 to me.
Mm.
You see that? Who would be wrong?
It depends on which side of the page you're standing on.
So if I say to you, I see a 9, you say to me, no, I see a 6. Who would be wrong?
I'd say, yes, you see a 9 and I see a 6.
So neither would be wrong.
Yeah.
So Google was right. But Google only showed you from one perspective, right? Until you got into it. And you also started seeing the whole. It can exist at the same time. And my fear, Ms. Trent, is that you don't want to talk about the whole and the things that you really experienced. So I'm going to try and see if we can get there. You see, I put it to you. Listen to your story. And I put it to you that you are for the boardroom, not the streets. You are about books, not bullets. But you are a dove in a snake's den. and you began to see the holes. Wasn't as Google showed you. Ms. Trent, does Mr. Paul Sullivan care about you?
No.
Doesn't? And you sitting there, and the reason why you can't explain anything to anybody here is because you're trying hard to explain something that you yourself don't even understand. I'm going to give you an opportunity to try and speak about the things you don't want to speak about. And when you couldn't afford your legal fees, he didn't think to pay for you. Ms. Trent, does Paul O'Sullivan care about you?
As far as I'm concerned, no.
During this arrest, his lawyer comes to pick him up. You stand outside, stranded in the dark. He drives off, leaves you there alone. Ms. Trent, does Paul O'Sullivan care about you? Look around you. Turn around. Who's here with you? Who? Nobody. He walked out on you again. And yet, you must sit there and try and cover up these holes. But whilst you're doing that, I'm here to warn you, you're digging a deeper grave for yourself. Yeah. Because you can't explain the things that you're trying to. But you truly believed that what you were doing was genuinely trying to make the country better. But I want to show you the holes. And when I show you the holes, you're going to have to decide. Are you going to be honest about it and say, hey, that's wrong? Because you know what? When you were 38 years old, you resigned. You weren't fired. You resigned. Biologically, your prefrontal cortex.
I'd been in a lot of therapy.
Yeah.
And
Now let me.
it was starting to work.
Yeah, your prefrontal cortex was now online for over a decade, and you were no longer apologizing for your boundaries, and you decided, I'm leaving. That's why you left. And you walked out, and you went to go help orphans, because that's really who you are, not what you've been experiencing for 7 years. So now you're in your 40s. And let me tell you, if you're not going to decide today what you walked away from, you're going to continue walking. You're going to be stuck at this point for the remainder of your life. You have to make a choice today. Are you going to open those holes, or you want to defend it? Walk away. You survived already. You're independent now. You have your own company. What you do in the next few minutes is going to determine whether it's going to pull you back or push you forward. Paul O'Sullivan is not coming for you. You are alone. Ms. Trent, you guys were not investigators. In section number 18, paragraph 18 of your affidavit, Paragraph 18 of your affidavit. On 9th November 2016, Paulo Sullivan met two iPad officers, and then you describe it. And then you say they were entitled to receive assistance in their investigations and were entitled to provide this assistance at their request. You then say this included what? Informing them if and when we had any new information, carrying out certain forensic report checks, that's what you were qualified to do, on persons of interest, desktop research, and consulting from time to time. Now that is within the framework of the law. You were informants, not investigators. The moment you say you're an investigator, that's why you put that section there, but that is outside of the legal framework for what you guys were doing. When you say you informants, you are then saying you were assisting the police with information with their investigation. You were not doing the investigation. Yeah? I'm not saying it's in your affidavit, but that's not what you've been saying the whole time. You know why you haven't been saying it? You're about to talk now, and I'm giving you the understanding of what truth is, because that will set you free. You were not investigators. You were informants. It's described here, as you have described it here, is how it should be. That's legal. Do you see that?
I see that.
Now, take me to the day on 9th November when you went to Mr. Patlani's house. How did that happen? Did Paul call you, or how did that happen?
I can't remember. I would have been at the office.
Yeah. So you at the office, what happened?
We get in the car and
No, but how does this happen? You at the office, you don't know about going to Patlani's house. He comes and tell you.
I can't remember because he could have asked me to call Mantla Mahlangu, or he called me, or I'm not sure how the communication was, but at the end of the day, it was agreed that we would meet at 7.
Yes, but he explains to you, you are going there for what?
Oh, we're going to show the IPN investigators the house and to go and see the estate manager.
Wow.
I can't remember exactly what was said. Please, I need to.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Relax, listen. Trust me. I have some inclination of what you're going through.
Yeah.
It's on you to just be truthful.
Absolutely.
Now, the idea you have is you going to deal with corruption, you're going to find evidence for it. That's you, because that's the impression you're getting. And it's your job. You're going to get in with your boss and you're going to go there, right?
Yeah,
You know what?
correct.
Do you know what really happened? What really happened, Ms. Trent, is that 11 months ago, before that day, your boss sent a threatening email to General Patlani. And he wanted him to deal with General, is it Musun or Moon?
Munu.
Munu. He wanted him to deal with Munu. And then he gave him 10 days to deal with Munu, and if he doesn't, then he's going to take focus off Munu and he's going to go for him. The 10 days passed. Patlani refused. He didn't do anything. And guess what Paul did? Now, if it was about corruption, then you guys should then deal with both Munu, and General Patlani, because it's about corruption, it's not about the person, but because of Paul or Sullivan's God status, which you know about. He needs to decide. We're not going after him, we're going after him because he doesn't want to do what I want. what I tell him to do. And you just have to follow. You went that day on the 9th of November, not because there was some investigation that came up. It's because Paul Sullivan decided to change his target because General Patlani did not obey him. You guys now get there. As you walk in, you now there were two IPED officials. Do you tell the staff there you are not IPED officials? Do you tell them?
I don't say I am not an IPID official. But I introduce myself, yes.
Sorry?
I introduce myself, but I
That's
don't.
what?
It's Sarah Jane Trent from Paul Sullivan and Associates. And he, look, I'd rather give
That's okay.
recordings or the transcript.
It's not your fault. You were not supposed to do that. Your boss was supposed to do that. Your boss was supposed to say, I am Paul O'Sullivan. These are IPED officials. The fact that you guys didn't say that, now
It's possible that he did. It is possible.
he
Sorry.
testified he didn't,
Okay, okay.
right? So you are an attorney, although you're not practicing. But there's a legal principle called the color of office, where you present yourself as something without saying, but the impression of the people is that you are. Misrepresentation by silence. And that's what you're all guilty of. You did not, you had a legal duty. Not you, your boss. But if you want to continue to close up the holes for your boss, you're right in there with him. Your boss had a legal responsibility to say with his mouth, we are not police officers. The fact that he didn't means it was misrepresentation by silence, because psychologically all of you knew that if you don't say it, there's a huge possibility that the perception might be you are together as police, all of you. And you played the role together, that's why you could ask the question. When you use the IPED office, it is all giving the impression that you're part of IPED. Misrepresentation by silence. Do you see that?
I see what you're saying, yes.
Now separate yourself from that. You know how you do it? Truthfully, which is not a lie. Your boss instructed you. You were doing your job. You went with the understanding that you're fighting corruption. And that's the truth.
Yeah.
Stop trying to explain something that you have no clue of. That's how you separate yourself. The semi-social relationship that you had with Mr. McBride, was that meant to be private?
Yes.
No one should know. Do you know why, Ms. Trent? Because to your boss, that too was leverage. Your access card to information was that relationship. You know why he chose to pay for McBride's legal fees and not yours? Because you good enough for him to have something on McBride. And he needs to get him and keep him in his job, because he needs that in order to solve these cases. Ms. Trent, you were used, but you were brave, you walked away. Keep walking. Keep walking. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Honorable vessels.
Thank you, Chairperson. Good morning, Ms. Trent.
Good morning, honorable vessels.
I'm considering if I should ask questions just to get us to breakfast times. So
Well, we're up for it.
we've had the best of this, but no, I'm literally covered in terms of all the questions. The colleagues have covered me. Yeah, Chairperson, I rest. Thank you.
Honorable James.
What just happened with honorable vessels now? We're still busy stretching. Sure. Okay, yeah, I'm trained. Good morning, Ms. Trent.
Good morning.
How are you?
I am okay.
You okay? You were crying profusely earlier on.
Yeah, it's this.
Why were you crying?
It's this PTSD, kind of, I was completely fine and then it all comes rushing back.
Oh.
And it's very overwhelming and embarrassing as well.
It is embarrassing.
It is very
especially all the things you've done.
Sorry?
Over the last couple of years. It is embarrassing. The things you've done is embarrassing. So I want to know why you were crying. Were you crying? Because you got caught
No,
out? Or were you crying because you regret doing everything that you
no, I was crying because of what happened to me.
What happened to you?
I was abducted. My
You were
phone was
abducted?
stolen.
You weren't abducted. Your phone wasn't stolen. Your phone was booked into
Absolutely.
the SAP 13 book at the police station. What makes you think your phone was stolen?
It was
It wasn't stolen. I'm telling you, it wasn't stolen. It
It
was
was.
booked into an SAP 13 book at the police station. It was put into a forensic bag in front of you.
Have
You
you got
signed
the
the warrant
chain
of
of custody?
Yes, I do.
Then
So
you
why
must know that
why
it's-
did you come before and saying what happened to you like you're the victim? You are not the victim here. South Africans are the victims. Our communities, those are the people who's the victims here. While IPID was meant to be investigating corrupt policemen, what were they doing? Working hand in glove with yourself and Mr. Paul Sullivan. You are not the victim here. You should be celebrating today. Because Mr. Vincent Smith was arrested. You shouldn't be crying. That was all you're doing. You said earlier on. Am I right?
I opened the case. I didn't.
Yeah, you opened the case. He was finally arrested today to 7 years imprisonment. Thrill-seeking behavior. We did it. We won. We made history. And then you come here today and you tell us that you don't want to talk about the extraction reports from your phone.
No, this is illegal. Stolen.
No, it's not illegal. Ma'am,
Absolutely
let me
is.
tell you something. It is no longer illegal. We've received a letter
A
from the
letter does not mean.
We've received the go-ahead from the National Commissioner, General Masemola,
Ma-
earlier on today, saying that the documents, these extracts, were obtained legally.
No, they weren't.
They were.
No, they weren't.
I don't care what you say, but they were, and we have them now. And this
also,
can you give her a copy? Is there a copy for her?
I have, but
You
also
do have a copy.
judge needs determines that in a
Okay,
in a
first you
trial.
said you don't
Not
remember, then you said,
the-
you know what you're not going to do now? I have 15 minutes. Jy gaan nie praat as ek praat nie. That's what you're not going to do here. Because you wasted our time this entire night lying. And the only thing that can vindicate us are these extraction reports.
I'm not dealing with them. I'm sorry.
And that's why you don't. If you don't want to deal with them, I will deal with them. You don't have to. Because I will read all of these messages. I was going to be selective in my questioning, but if you're going to give me that attitude, ek gaan alles hier lees. And you'll crawl out of here. Because you have been lying under oath the
No,
entire
I'm
day.
not.
You have been lying about not writing statements. in your conversation between yourself, and you must pick a side now. Do you want to do McBride or do you want to do Mandla? Who do you want to do?
No, you're remembering things wrong. I did not.
I am what?
What's happened?
Be very careful what you say. What did you say to me? No, what did you say to me?
I'm sorry, but your tone is very intimidating and it's putting me off.
Yes,
So-
you know what, ma'am? Your behavior has been intimidating since 2016 to many victims that you have targeted and plotted against. So this is a taste of your own medicine.
Okay.
So when you follow people's children and probe their mothers' homes, that is intimidation. That is intimidation. When you go through people's private records on their homes, their bank account, when you expose them like that, that is intimidation. When you're sharing numbers of ministers, when you are saying, let us next on our list is the minister, let's go. That is intimidation. You came here today crying. Yet you were going after top cops of this country. And today you are a victim. I don't
No.
understand. I
No.
don't understand why you were crying.
Well, you don't know me, so
No, I don't have to know you. I know you. I know you based on what you were busy with. Based on these documents. I even lost my trail of thought now. Let's turn to the Patlani matter. Who was the complainant in the matter? Because in your paragraph 18, you say IPID requested your assistance in the case. But if I understand it correctly, you, Paul, your boss, was the complainant. So how does that work? You can can the complainant investigate a complaint? Yet you said earlier on when you were being questioned that they reached out to you, but Paul was the complainant. That you were helping IPID. How does that work? And please don't lie, it's late.
the case is opened. That is what we do, is we put cases together. We meet with them and we say, look, we do investigate if you need any assistance.
So you,
Let us know.
in case you meet with IPID and you tell IPID if you need assistance, call us. Does that even make sense? Are you listening to yourself? You are embarrassing yourself in front of millions of South Africans right now. Why did you leave Mr. Paul Sullivan? And who are you working for now?
I work for myself.
You work for yourself. Who do you represent? Do you represent a guy by the name of... Give me a minute. Who do you represent in a matter? Do you know Zunaid Moti?
I do, but I don't represent him.
Who do you represent?
I don't want to talk about,
You know Mike Miller?
yes, I do.
Do you represent him?
I have done work for him, yes.
You've done what work for him in what capacity?
I have a confidentiality agreement with the client. I can't talk about their work.
Isn't it that Zunaid Moti is in a major dispute with Mike Miller at the moment?
That is correct.
That is correct. Who's representing Zunaid Moti?
I don't know.
Paul O'Sullivan. Why are you saying yes? You just said you don't know.
Well, representing.
You
in
remember
what way?
now.
No,
In a
representing.
dispute, there's a dispute between the two of them.
Correct.
Between Zunaid Moti and Mike Miller.
Correct.
And you are representing Mike Miller?
I'm not representing Mike Miller.
Okay, you're working for him. You're doing work for him.
I've done a couple of things for him, yes.
Did you tell Mike Miller why you left Paul O'Sullivan? The real reason. You only have this one chance to come clean, and I cannot believe this is how you're handling it. Did you tell Mike Miller the real reason why you left Paul O'Sullivan? Paul O'Sullivan left you out to dry the night of the arrest. He drove off. And today you are sitting here still trying to cover for him when you have only this one opportunity. Really? Really, Ms. Trent? You are opting to cover instead of the
I'm not.
truth. So why is it so hard?
There's nothing to cover up. I mean, I've always said, I've never witnessed him committing any offense. And that's what I said that very clearly to.
So he's never lied and created false affidavits, Paul O'Sullivan.
No,
Never
not,
ever.
no, not false affidavits.
What has he done?
What do you mean? What has he done?
You said no, not false affidavits, like there's something else.
No, you said lied or made false affidavits.
I cannot believe that you are wasting your one chance as to why you left Mr. Paul O'Sullivan, as to why you didn't have contact with him for 4 years. Why didn't you have contact with him for 4 years? Why only now? I cannot believe. What happened? Breathe. You were a strong girl. For 4 years, you didn't have contact with him. There's a reason. You and I know it. Yes, we know it.
It has nothing to do with whether he's committed any offenses or anything, but I had to get out. I had to get out of there. I wanted a proper life.
Why wasn't your life proper?
It was just very, oh, I'm so bad. It became destructive, self-destructive, and it got to a point where just couldn't.
Couldn't what? Into the mic.
Carry on working there. I just it didn't feel right. I'd been getting therapy, you know, from we disagree on the trauma and the cause of it for me.
Ms. Trent, breathe and cut all these soul ties tonight. Cut the soul ties, because that's what it is. It's a bondage. You're in slavery. You have this one opportunity. He used you. He used you.
Yeah.
Not only with McBride, with Mandla as well. And I'm not going to mention more names because I'm not here to humiliate you. I want to give you an opportunity to speak to South Africans here tonight. He used you. Tell us. That's why you left. That's how come you haven't been speaking to him for 4 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, he did. Didn't help me. Yeah, and I think, you know, you go back to work on the Monday, and And eventually, oh,
We're going to give you time to get your life back tonight. So that you can be removed and detached from all of this. But you've got to speak to us.
um, I don't, there's a lot to say. For me, there's a lot of resentment, but also it took me a long time to feel like I could leave. I sound like a, I don't want to sound like a victim or anything like that, but it was a very stressful environment. It was, like Honorable Source was saying, bullets and streets and what. I think I don't know what I would do, to be perfectly honest, right now. I'm just happy I'm
was in-
out.
Let me
I'm
ask-
happy I'm out.
What was in connecting the dots the night with the braai? That information that he had,
It's called Joining the Dots.
joining the dots.
And it was about capture of the criminal justice system and how, so it would be, for example, burning in Clemesa and the DPCI, and then it would have the connection with sort of the Johan Boysen and the thing. So it was how that was connected and joined, and I think he handed it out then. I remember it like that, so it must be. But basically, the braai was pretty much listening to, how wonderful he is.
You can say it.
How wonderful he is, and and then he rushed off to the airport, and that was it. A couple of us stayed for another drink and went home.
Do you have access to that document, joining the dots?
Yes, yes, I do. I think I have given it. I have given it to the evidence leaders.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Am I done?
Yes, the 15 minutes have expired. From 15:15, yeah. You can check your time what it is now. Mrs. Sarah Jane Trent. Good morning.
Good morning.
Did you open a case against General Patlani?
Did I open a case against General Patlani? Me personally, no.
Hmm?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Did you open a case against General Patlani with IPID?
Paulo Sullivan opened the case, yes. Not me, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you went to Patlani's house, because you have not opened any case against him with IPID, when you went there, what justified your presence there as a South African citizen?
I worked for Paul and I had worked.
No, listen. Paul is the one who opened the case, not you.
Yeah,
Am I correct?
correct,
And you worked for Paul.
correct.
If Paul had a reason legally for him to be there, let's just say in case he had a reason, what reason did you have yourself? Because you are not what? You are not joined to Mr. O'Sullivan. In terms of South African law, you are two separate citizens.
Yes, I understand,
Yes. What justified your presence there?
I think I've answered that.
No, I'm
I was,
asking, no,
I was told,
I am asking you now. I want to know why were you there? Because you have not opened any case against General Patlani with IPT. It was opened by your employer.
correct.
Yes. Why were you there? What is your locus standi?
Sorry,
So you acted in common purpose.
no, I didn't act unlawfully.
We want to hear you speaking about the lawfulness that makes you to be there. What is the lawfulness that make you to be there?
I think, Honorable Chairperson, I feel like I'm a bit on the spot here to defend myself as if a criminal trial, as opposed to giving information and facts. And
No,
I feel like,
you don't have to defend yourself. You must give us.
because you've just said
we
you
must give
acted
us
in common
evidence.
purpose.
We are investigating. We read you before we saw you in. We read you the 4 pillars that
Yes.
we are investigating in our terms of reference. We are investigating public interference. It's one of them.
Yes,
You are a member of the public.
yes.
You have not opened any case with IPID against General Patlani.
No.
Where do you get the right to just stand up from where you were and go to Patlani's house? The honorable members are right. If you listen to what Honorable Mngongo was asking you, he was telling you that you did not have any business to be there. Whether it was going to be a pointing or anything, you have not opened a case, and you must tell the people of South Africa that I was there wrongfully. Don't try and justify something that is not there. Number 2, let's deal with the dramatis personae. The dramatis personae, the people who were there at the braai. You say they were invited by you.
Yes. Or I sent the,
Invitation.
yes,
On behalf of Mr. O'Sullivan.
correct.
Okay. Let's go through them one by one. Just mention a name.
General Sabia.
What justified his invitation?
Yet he had been mentioned in the joining the dots document.
No. You said that it was a braai
Yes.
and a book launch.
Yes.
And then joining the dots, is it the book that was being launched there?
It had just been,
Joining the dots is a separate document from the braai and the book that was being launched.
it was
Yes.
at one table, yes.
No. Wait. The people were invited for a braai, isn't it? And there was also a book launch. But there was a third item there, which was a document called Joining the Dots. Am I correct?
Correct. That is how I remember it, yes.
Yes. It's not the book that is alleged to have been launched at that event. Because yourself and Mr. Paul O'Sullivan, when you talk to us about inviting, number 1, inviting people to the braai. Number 2, that there is also a book that was being launched. You even said that he came with some copies of the book.
Yes,
What was the title of the book?
Creature.
Yes. So number 3, there is this document called Joining the Dots, which when you are pressed to explain what it means, you say it was about how he exerted influence in the criminal justice system. Am I correct?
How Mr. Sullivan exerted influence.
Yes.
Um,
Or how he immersed himself.
it was, how I understood it was to join the dots of how things were connected, to show, capture in the criminal justice system. That's how I understood it. But I understand,
It's fine. If it was, wait, let's follow your explanation. That it was meant to illustrate how capture manifests itself in the criminal justice system. That's what you are saying.
yeah.
So what was the position of Sibia in the SAPS at the time?
He wasn't in the SAPS. He was at City of Johannesburg at the time.
And then how was the city of Johannesburg joined in the dots?
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was, City of Johannesburg wasn't in the,
It was not
No.
joined in the dots.
no,
So,
it wasn't joined in the dots.
no, remember Sibia was invited by you.
Yes.
So are you saying that he was erroneously?
No. It's like a, I don't know how many page document. I have given it to the evidence leaders as well.
Yeah. I want to understand, was Sibia a friend of Mr. Paul O'Sullivan?
I don't think a friend, but they knew each other. Yes.
If a person organizes a bribe, can you just look at people?
No, he knew,
Can
General
you
Sibia.
just look at people in the police service and say, no, I'm now throwing the dice, whichever way it falls, I will invite this one, I will invite this, I'll invite that.
Yeah, no,
Do you agree with me that those people were carefully selected?
yes.
If we ask you about them one by one, will you explain why each one of them was there in that bribe, if it was a bribe?
I could explain, where they're from, although.
No, I'm not asking about where they are coming from. I'm asking about what legitimizes their presence at the bribe. So the questions are very difficult for Mandla, the late Mandla Matlangu. What was the reason for him being there at the bribe? What was the reason for Mr. McBride to be at the bribe?
So Paul said, invite these people, and that's what I did. So it wasn't me that decided who came or for what purpose he decided on who to invite, if that makes sense.
No, it does not make sense.
But
We are investigating public interference in the work of the criminal justice system. And the fact that we put to you now shows exactly how you and Mr. Paul O'Sullivan have captured the IPID. That is why you are even able to invite them without explaining to us whether you had a friendship with them or what. And it's not only those two IPID. You also invite Sibia from the city of Johannesburg. You are unable to tell us why did he have to be there?
I don't know.
Do you agree with me that you don't know why they were there? Or you don't know the logic behind their invitations?
Correct. I don't know if there was a plan or what do you call it? What's the word?
A conspiracy or a plot?
No, a play, like a move, in a game of chess or whatever what it was. But it wasn't. I don't know why they were invited. I just sent the invitations and I bought the meat, and it was 2 hours. It was not a meeting on how to overthrow anything at all.
Okay, was after you were arrested for impersonating as an IPIT official. The IPIT officials who were with you in the car, was there any action taken against them at their workplace?
Was there any?
Action taken against them?
I don't know.
But you might have heard if there was anything.
I have no idea. I know that Mandla was shot.
Eh?
I know that Mandla Mahlangu was killed, but I don't know.
What was it after he went there?
Hey?
Was it after he went?
He was supposed to be giving evidence, I think. Anyway, yeah, you know what? I'm just not going to finish that sentence. Very tragic.
Did you ever have IPIT letterheads in your hands?
No, letterheads. I remember Paul had, I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't know what a letterhead is.
You must tell me what is it that you remember?
What I remember is that there were allegations that he had a letterhead. I've never sent a letter on a letterhead, iPad letterhead. I haven't.
Why, when we ask you questions, you make a statement, and when you must complete the statement, you make a 360 degrees turn? Why? All these members, each one of them who asked you a question, you will start by responding to the question, and in the middle of your statement, you make a 360 degree turn. It's exactly what you are doing now. When I ask you, did you ever have an IPIT letterhead in your hands? You say, I remember Paul had, and then you change it.
No, I mean, maybe I'm not thinking before I answer and just jumping in.
No. I come from a village. Many people in my village don't know English. English is a first language to you. There is no way you can be confused about your language.
I'm not saying I'm confused about my language.
No. You can't do those things to us. Okay, tell me, if we were going to give you an opportunity now, after the questions that honorable members have asked you, what do you say about the allegations that have been made against you by witnesses that have come before us? Your name has been mentioned repeatedly here, not by one witness, more than two, more than three, more than four witnesses, senior police officers who have access to information in the SAPS. what do you have to say about these allegations that have been made against you? You listen to what Honorable Sol said when he spoke to you. He was trying to speak to your conscience.
I'm concerned that you've made a decision that I am guilty and that I must confess. This is how I'm interpreting what you're saying to me.
Who made the decision?
The way that you're putting it to me is, come on, come clean, confess. I maintain my innocence.
Nobody says you are guilty.
That's how you're coming across to me. You said,
No.
how Honorable Saul said, it's time to come clean. I have not committed any criminal offense.
Nobody says you are guilty. I am saying to you that there are these allegations, very serious
They're
allegations.
very disturbing allegations.
Yes.
And I deny having committed any criminal offense. And it is very unfortunate that I've been dragged into this, but I'm here to assist the committee, but I have nothing to confess or about any wrongdoing.
Do you think that there are things that Mr. Paul O'Sullivan did which are outside the law?
No, no.
Everything that you did was lawful.
Yeah, I have no reason to believe that anything I have witnessed, that I have not witnessed any Paul Sullivan doing anything unlawful. I've not witnessed it because I would not be able to be sitting here today and speaking to you with a straight face if I knew that he'd done something
Has
unlawful.
the semi-social relationship give you undue access to certain IP documents?
Not at all.
Has it had undue influence to decision-making in IPID?
I don't know. It's their decisions. So I haven't influenced anyone's decisions, but they're not my decisions to make.
Okay. Let me ask you this last question. I don't want to ask you, I want to respect what you said. The cell phone conversations that several honorable members have made reference to here. Do you understand them to be private and confidential?
Yes, but I mean, it's a whole.
Do you understand them to be private and confidential?
Of course.
And then if there is a legitimate way that you may have to be answerable to those messages. If there was to,
No problem. If I could get my phone back.
Wait. If there was to be a legitimate way where those messages will be accessed and you will have to be answerable, are you ready to answer?
Of course. Sorry, are you finished? If I can get my phone back and we download it and only extract the relevant data and not any of my personal information.
No, there is nothing.
Because they have leaked that.
Yeah, there is nothing personal.
But they have leaked it.
If you come here, listen, if you come here and make an admission before us that you had a semi-social relationship with an office bearer in a government institution, the committee must investigate the extent to which that relationship has influenced the decisions of that office bearer. Do you understand?
Mm.
And maybe not even one, more than one office bearers. The committee must probe that. Are you ready to have that information being probed?
Not on whatever these things are. These aren't, that's never going to stand up anyway.
Yeah? I don't hear what you're saying.
Oh, no, not on these things that came from Israel with a letter, not even a commissioned statement for chain of evidence. No.
We don't talk about Israel. We talk about, you're not Israel. We talk about you and your semi-social relations. There is no Israel.
I thought you were talking about my phone records.
Yes, that information is in your records.
Purported records, yeah.
Yeah.
Purported records. We don't know where these are from.
Kawazen.
Thank you, Chairperson. I just have a few questions to round up and then I'll be done to round off. Ms. Trent, good morning.
Oh,
Hate to
good
say
morning.
Good morning. I don't want to disclose how long I've been awake for. The chairperson has just reminded you of the work that we are doing in this committee, that this committee is doing. And you've been invited to assist the committee with what you know, and you took an oath to do so truthfully. But repeatedly in your evidence, you kept saying, I've never seen Mr. O'Sullivan commit a crime. And that's not the question before you. I'm just going to leave that at that.
Okay.
The question before you is not whether he's committed a crime or not. The question before you that you have to respond to in assisting this committee is the work that his entity, Paul Sullivan and Associates, was doing within law enforcement. And so you are correct to say that this is not a court because that is not what is being conducted. However, you are still being invited to provide the committee with information that you know, that you have in your possession regarding some of the work that you did within law enforcement. And it is for this committee, together with the evidence leaders, to weigh that evidence to see whether the conclusion of infiltration can be made. At this stage, there is no such infiltration. We are investigating into infiltration. The question that I have is, Mr. Patlani testified that he had an incident at Dunkeld. And Advocate Mashucha testified that, so the incident ended up on social media in essence. Are you aware of that?
I am.
Do you have a comment?
This was,
Perhaps because, let me just shorten the time so that I can be a bit more pointed. Advocate Mashucha says that the video that was posted on social media was posted by you. You first posted it using your handle, your name, under your name, and then you subsequently deleted when you realized that you'd made that mistake, and you posted it under the handle Amanda. Did you post that video on the video clip regarding the incident at Dunkeld?
I don't remember, but possibly,
You may have.
yeah.
So you did, okay. What we know is that video clip was in the possession of Mr. McBride.
Okay.
Would you have gotten it from him?
Possibly? Yeah.
You did?
Yes.
Okay. The next question is, well, not question. Well, you joined Paul Sullivan and Associates in May 2015, which is the point that Honorable Cameron was trying to make. In 2016, you were then roped into matters. That was a few months after you had joined, about 7 months or so that you had joined. You were roped into matters. You started off as an assistant, but you had a formal role in 2016. What was that role? Your position within the entity?
Yeah, in 2016, I
Yes.
think we've covered that.
No, we haven't. What was your role? Not what you carried out. What was your position?
Yes.
Yes.
1 second. Sorry, it's very late.
Yes.
My
going to be
eyes
quick.
are crusting over. In 20,
16.
yes, corporate counsel. That was because
You-
I had
you-
been admitted as
yes.
an attorney, so. I
Indeed,
used
you were
that
corporate
test.
counsel and
Yes.
not an assistant as you have been made to seem. So you were corporate counsel for Paul Sullivan. And every time you
And- yeah.
accompanied him, you accompanied him in your capacity as corporate counsel for the entity.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. And, but what you also testified throughout this evening is that as corporate counsel, you took instructions from Paul, you sent out invites.
No, but this was before.
At every given point this evening, you've constantly told the committee that you took instructions from Paul. You have not testified that I sat with Paul, we strategized, this is how I advised him as corporate counsel in how we should deal with these matters. In going to Sable Hills home, I advised them that we are unable to actually enter this home because that would be unlawful. That's what corporate counsel would do. So the point I'm just putting to you is that your testimony tonight has only been about taking instructions from Paul.
Yes, and over that period, correct.
And you also just conducted research, compiling dockets, which is why you could almost be mistaken for an assistant.
Correct.
Okay. What did you understand by being corporate counsel?
That if you're admitted attorney and working in a company or in-house, it's just another word it's like a new word that they'd sort of accepted for in-house counsels.
But the division is legal.
Yes. So it would be.
So you would have been in-house legal.
Yes, and then later on CFEs, which is, yeah.
So everything that you would have conducted in that period, you would have done it in your capacity as corporate counsel.
I would have to think about that one.
It's the role you were in. It's
Yeah,
the position.
that's what was
You
on my
would have been-
letterhead, yeah.
You would have been working in
So-
that position
sorry,
every day. And you would have been conducting your day-to-day tasks as
Yes,
in-house
as is
legal.
with the, yeah.
You were providing advice to the staff in the entity, also providing advice and support to the executive team.
This was just a handful of
Yeah,
us.
but those handful of people would have relied on you for all the policies within the entity, as well as anything, contracts, whatever operations you would have been doing, you would have been the person to go to advise on whether you are in a position to give you would have been the person who would have been able to advise the entity and including Mr. Paul Sullivan, whether it is lawful for your entity to take statements on behalf of IPID.
That
is the role of legal.
No, I don't agree with that. I think I understand what you're saying, but I think it's a bigger discussion or debate on that. I can't just
Yes, I
accede
don't
to that.
take away the discussion because obviously how entities operate depends on the size of the entity. I'm talking
Correct.
specifically about your position. Your position as reflected on your CV
Yes,
is that of corporate counsel. So all legal matters would have come to your desk,
yeah, which, I mean, the.
which
really
include
will-
advising the team on how you conduct operations in assisting
No.
law enforcement.
There was nothing unlawful about that. And I know
I
that.
haven't said unlawful.
Yeah.
I haven't said anything about unlawful. I'm talking about your position and the kind of support you would have been giving the team, which is what corporate counsel does within an entity. What I'm trying to ascertain, Miss Trent, again, it's 2:00 in the morning. I'm not trying to trick you, and I'm not cross-examining you. I'm putting your evidence on the record. Up until this point, we have discussed, everything that we've discussed has been about you being an assistant to Mr. O'Sullivan. And I think that as a lawyer, an attorney who's admitted, it's a very difficult degree to obtain. And once you've obtained it, I'm sure you were proud of it. What I'm trying to say is to be reduced to an assistant, whereas your position as reflected in your CV is that of corporate counsel. And some of your duties would entail supporting the team on legal matters. That's
Yeah,
correct,
yeah.
okay. So Mr. Uester, whose statement you assisted with, did you assist as in your capacity as legal, or did you assist in your capacity?
If you can, I can't remember if I assisted with drafting a draft or if it was Paul, if I was in the email. I can't remember.
Okay, because of the time, let's assume it was Paul. Let's assume it was Mr. O'Sullivan that drafted the statement. He would have relied on your legal advice on the status of him taking a statement on behalf of the entity, because it would have been within the scope.
Oh no, he wouldn't have asked my advice on that.
But you were with him at Sable Hills.
Yes.
Yes. So you were aware that he's taking this statement.
There was nothing wrong with taking the statement.
Did you warn him that
No, I didn't need to.
he has to, you didn't need to? Okay. I'm just asking a question. It's okay.
No, it's a good question.
Okay. You also then testified that of spyware called, I don't know, can you say it again? Pegasus.
Oh yeah, it's very serious.
What is Pegasus?
So, I don't know what Pegasus is, but apparently it is this super phone intercepting device. And apparently it's from Google. It's.
How did you come to know about it?
Oh, I went, when I was trying to find out about my phone in Israel and what Israel and the phone stuff has to do with, and then I kind of came across sort of what spywares they use and that kind of thing. And then I saw that there was something about a spyware in South Africa. There is one, I'm not sure which one apparently, but it's, sorry, I am so tired.
No, it's okay. I can remind you because I'm not trying to trick you, so I'll tell you why I'm asking the question. You testified that you suspected that somebody was using it on you. Who was using it on you?
Oh, no, that was more of an ingest. in jest. I didn't state that as I actually, it was when Honorable Skosana, was it you
Yes.
who said were we spying on Duduzile Zumasambutla?
Yes.
I sort of laughed and said, "Oh, I thought they were using it on me," not as
Yeah.
a statement.
No, what we did say is that, no, I did not spy on Duduzile, but are you talking, that's hectic. You reacted. You said, that's hectic. I suspected somebody was using on me. That's how I know about it. I have it in.
Oh, is that
verbatim.
what I said?
That's what she said, yes.
Okay.
And so I'm just more interested because I've never
Okay.
heard of it
Oh,
before.
okay.
I've
didn't
never
know
heard
that
of it
side.
before, and it falls within the terms of reference. of what we are
Okay.
Going to investigate.
Yeah.
And you've just enlightened me about this.
Yeah,
new
I-
thing.
I-
So I'd like to just
I do-
basically know who was trying to use it on you.
I don't know. I mean, it was just a slip of the tongue, but I do know that there's a problem with spying devices. I think it's an issue.
Ms. Trent, because it's very late and I think everybody here is not happy with me that I've detained them for a bit longer than they would like to. I don't have enough time to press you, but I don't accept that you said it in jest. You reacted and you told the committee it's on the record. Do you have a comment about that?
I don't think anyone was using Pegasus on me, but I don't.
Okay, one of the things that was being investigated, if I may remind you, on the Patlani matter with the Patlani Trust team, is that Patlani had been accused of trying to procure, now I don't really know what the difference is between a grabber and spyware, so I'll just say spyware. That he was trying to procure spyware, and that is part of what you investigated. It was a contract which had been inflated, the amount had been inflated. How did you know that?
Is this the 45 million
Yes,
thing?
indeed, that's the one. How did you know the amount was inflated? Are you familiar with prices of spyware?
Oh no, I just know that it was inflated, not because I looked at anything. I've never seen that investigation or any of the docket or anything like that. I don't know what a grabber would cost.
Okay, so
Yeah.
amongst the things, various complaints, or rather the things, what you were looking into investigating, General Patlani, you did not come across this 45 million rand contract.
A contract?
Yeah, you didn't look into, you didn't.
No, I didn't look
investigate.
into
Okay.
any contract, no.
Okay, we'll move on. Are you aware that General Sibiya also procured spyware on behalf of the city of Johannesburg?
I did not. I know that there've been allegations in the media. No,
Do you know anything about it?
no, nothing.
You don't-
I don't have any information on any purchase of spyware.
Okay. You also spoke about the brushes for fingerprints.
Yes.
Yeah. How do you know about brushes for fingerprints? What they're supposed to look like and?
So that is from the whistleblowers that came to see Mr. Sullivan when I was there, and they bought an example of the makeup brush that they had been given. And in the, I think there was a David Klatzo, he's a forensic specialist. He was a South African, he's moved, but he did a report on what the squirrel brush, hairbrush, and the, you know, why it's important, and it's very fine, and it doesn't smudge the print and that kind of thing.
Okay. Lastly, do you have more than one passport?
No, I only have one.
Thank you, Chairperson. Thank you, Ms. Trent.
Oh, it's waiting for me, Chair.
Are you done? Can I see hands of people who want to speak? What is it, Honorable Skosana?
Chair, just before before you close, Sarah Jane Trent, when she broke down earlier, I just wanted her to be frank to the committee. She said it to me outside, and I was very touched as well, because it reminded me of Cedric and Kabinde. You said to me, do you remember, or must I say it? Because for me, I think you need help. We have to help you on this matter. Whether it's your attorney, whether it's Paul, somebody said something to you, then you broke down. Somebody said something to you, whether it was direct from Paul or Sullivan, or was it coming from your attorney. You said to me, Paul, and you were crying. What was happening?
I was just angry with Paul because just too much. This
I rest my case, Chair. Thank you.
is what he does.
That's a great doing, Yaka.
Sir, uyamazi unqola wabantwana.
What are you saying, Miss Trent? What are you saying?
Sorry?
What are you saying?
I just see everyone's packing up. So I said, am I finished?
No, you're rewriting questions.
Pardon?
In the reloading questions.
No, honorable members,
We have you until
let
5
me
a.m.
thank you so much.
I've got a flight.
Ms. Trent, we want to thank you for availing yourself to come before us. From yesterday, we had very good proceedings with Mr. Paulo Sullivan and yourself. So we have come to the end of the proceedings. Today is Friday, is 17 minutes after 2. I'm going to request the members to stand up and leave the chambers. We have made announcements previously.